my recording will started. Yeah, fine. Thank you. So in our last classes हमने क्या देखा था, हमने देख लिया था, हमने this mu को हमने estimate कर लिया था. Now what we are going for this, we are going for this estimating the value of this covariance matrix. तो covariance matrix के साथ दिक्कत क्या आ रही थी, that it contains lots of item. While this mu is just a scalar quantity, तो हम scalar quantity के साथ हम differentiate कर पा रहे थे. But when we are going for this covariance matrix, so we have to go for each and particular item of your covariance matrix. So before going to this, यहाँ पर हमारे पास वो वैल्यू आएगी. तो what we can do is that we will move or will use some tricks. So what is the trick? That we can convert these values into our traces. So what are our traces? So my trace is just an summation of our diagonal items. So this is our trace. और हमने उसके बाद देख लिया था that we are going for this cylindrical permutation. So a trace of ABC is equals to a trace of CAB or equals to a trace of BCA. Then when your ABC or CAB or your BCA is just a square matrix. Is it fine? So now the trick is that we are in a value that is an X transpose AX. So we'll suppose that these are the scalar values, and then the trace of this X transpose is just a scalar. Not, yeah, these are the scalar values, and then the transpose of X transpose AX is just equals to the X into X transpose A. So what we have done here is that we'll move this into cylindrical permutation. So this X comes before this X transpose. So we'll get X transpose X into X transpose into A. So this is how we can go for our differentiation of this particular item. Let's say we are having a matrix that is A and B. These are some arbitrary matrices. So I am just differentiating with a particular value of this A. So what is the particular? So what is the value of this trace over here is that we are getting some diagonal elements of these items. So what are these diagonal elements? So these are diagonal elements are AKL into BLK. So these are the diagonal items, and then we'll differentiate all those items by Aij. So let's say this K and these L are iterating items. So these are K and L. So when your K achieves the value of I and your L achieves the value of J, so it means that you are getting Aij and then some value that is Bji. So other than all these items are should be considered as a constant, because we are differentiating only by this value Aij. So other items will remain constant, and then will differentiate only the item Aij into Bji. So thus when we are differentiating Aji Aij into Bji with respect to Aij, so we'll get this Bji, that is we are getting the transpose matrix of B. So when we are going for the transpose of trace of differentiating a trace of BA, so यहाँ पे equals to नहीं आएगा. So when we are differentiating any matrix BA, let's say by our any matrix A, so we'll get a B transpose over here. So and the just proof is available here now. So when we are differentiating X transpose AX, so what is this X transpose AX? So हमारे पास ये जो problem थी, हमको इसको differentiate करना था. So again we are differentiating this X transpose AX by A. So what we'll get is that we'll go for this trace of X into X transpose of A. So these items are just an we'll consider this as an let's say matrix B, and this is A. So the output will be the X into X transpose into whole transpose. So it will remain just an X into X transpose. So what we'll get over here is that when we are differentiating this item by our sigma inverse, so what we'll get Xi minus mu transpose instead of all these items. Fine. So this is how, again we are going for some determinant values. So we are having some again we are having some values that are related with our determinant values. So these are my determinant values, and I like to differentiate again it by some matrices. So again let's say we are differentiating an matrix that's a log of a determinant of A. So again I'm just we are going for differentiating this. So the formula is just like A into inverse of transpose, so transpose inverse. So this is how we can will go for inverse values. Then again we are having some formula. Let's say uh, we are differentiating instead of our full item or our full matrix. What we can do is that we can differentiate it by single element. So when we are going for the single element, that means that we are getting uh, 1 upon determinant of matrix A into, again then we'll go for differentiating it with differentiating a determinant of matrix A with your Aij. So this is how we can go for our matrix. So what is our uh, goal is that we have to achieve all this value, that is A inverse is just like an 1 upon 1 upon determinant of A with some cofactor matrix. So this is just a formula of A inverse, and then we'll go for, when we are going for differentiating this determinant matrix. So when we are going for differentiating this matrix, determinant of this matrix, will get this cofactor that is being available here. So these are some formulas. Now when we are going for the maximum likelihood estimation of our sigma. So we are having this maximum likelihood of estimation of our, this is the log likelihood of our sigma and our data. So I'm just removing the parameter mu, because I will consider this as an constant. So I'm not considering over here. So this is my value, this is minus n by 2 log determinant of this covariance matrix, then minus 1 by 2, and this is our values. So हमने जो इसको log से calculate करा था, again मैंने 1 upon under root 2 पाई टू द पावर 1 by 2 या n by 2 को मैंने हटा दिया था, क्योंकि वो कांस्टेंट है तो मैं उसको इंक्लूड नहीं कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि वो कैलकुलेशन में काम ही नहीं आना, क्योंकि कांस्टेंट वैल्यू का डिफरेंशिएशन 0 ही होगा. सो these are the only values that we are looking for, and this will certainly help in the estimating our values of this sigma inverse. So again this is just this is minus n by 2 then log of your sigma, determinant of your sigma, or we can say that I just can move this minus 1 to this value. So यहाँ पे जो मेरा माइनस साइन था तो मैंने इसको यहाँ पे सिग्मा इनवर्स कर दिया. सो दिस इज योर लॉग फंक्शनलिटी. देन when I'm going for this summation right from your xi minus mu transpose and so on, so I can replace it by just your trace of your matrices. So this is my trace of matrices. So this is how we can go for your x minus I into x minus mu minus 2. So this is my sigma inverse. So हम इसको आगे पीछे कर सकते थे. दिस इज x इंटू एक्स ट्रांसपोज इंटू माई मैट्रिक्स A. So हम उसको कैलकुलेट कर लेते हैं. नाउ we are estimating the parameter or sigma inverse. Why sigma inverse? Because this sigma inverse is available here and this sigma inverse is available here. So we'll differentiating it by sigma inverse. Fine. So इसको sigma inverse से estimate करा तो this is 1 by n, and then again we are having some value. So हमारे पास यहाँ this is sigma inverse था, तो sigma inverse को हमारे पास again formula था. What is our formula? That we are differentiating some values. So we are differentiating some values, so we'll get all those values. So we can derive this right from this formula. So when differentiating a single variable, then we'll get a transpose value of this. But if we are having the inverse matrix here, so this inverse is, तो अगर मेरे पास यहाँ माइनस वैल्यू है और यहाँ पर इन्वर्स है, तो यहाँ से मेरा माइनस साइन हट जाएगा. तो व्हाट आई विल गेट इज दैट आई विल गेट ए ट्रांसपोज. सो मैंने यहाँ पे ए ट्रांसपोज नहीं लिखा है, बिकॉज दिस माय कोवेरियंस मैट्रिक्स इज जस्ट एन सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स. सो सिग्मा ट्रांसपोज इज जस्ट अगेन अ सिग्मा. फाइन. तो इतना समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को यहाँ तक मैंने जो काम करा? एनी प्रॉब्लम? सो आई थिंक सो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. इफ यू आर हैविंग सम प्रॉब्लम देन यू कैन आस्क एनी टाइम. देन again we are differentiating this term. So when we are going to differentiate all these terms, like the trace of x into x transpose into some matrices. So what we'll get, again we are differentiating by this sigma inverse. So here again it is in sigma inverse. So what we can say that this is again, let's say, differentiating with a matrix A, and we are having a value matrix available A here. So what we can get is that x minus xi minus mu into xi minus mu transpose. So this is what our formula that we had achieved over here. So this is a trace of x into x transpose A. So the differentiation of this trace of x into x transpose A is just under x into x transpose. So what we can achieve is that we are getting the value of x into n by 2 sigma minus 1 by 2 xi minus mu into xi minus mu t. So again, so we are going for this ML estimation. So what we can do is that we are equating this equals to 0 because we are going for the maximum likelihood estimation. So we are estimating this unknown parameter, unknown matrix or unknown set of matrix of unknown variables. So we are estimating this covariance matrix with our maximum likelihood estimation. So this in subscript is just a maximum likelihood estimation. So I am just equating it to 0. So when I am equating it to 0, what we can get is that मेरे पास ये वाली जो माइनस वैल्यू थी, तो इस माइनस वैल्यू को मैं दूसरी तरफ ले जाऊंगा तो 1/2 से 1/2 को हटा दूंगा, तो व्हाट विल गेट इज दैट आई एम गेटिंग दिस n into sigma is equals to summation of this value. So इस n को वापस इधर ले आऊंगा तो this is 1/n, then you are having summation right from 1 to I, मैं यहाँ भूल गया हूँ, so this is summation from I equals to 1 to n, then xi minus mu ML estimated and xi minus estimated mu on ML estimated. So what is this mu as ML estimated जो हमने last class में mu को identify करा था, this is my mu estimated. So again this covariance matrix is just your variance of the covariance matrix that is being available. Fine. So do you have any problem with this maximum likelihood estimation, or shall I proceed to the next topic? I am waiting from a positive or the negative response from your side.
सर यहाँ पे ये जो म्यू एस्टिमेटेड है वो सर जो मल्टीवेरिएट गॉसियन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में हम लोगों ने आइडेंटिफाई करा था उसी से रिप्लेस होगा ना? हाँ
उसी से होगा ना, क्योंकि हमारे पास ये जो म्यू था ये तो अननोन था, और जब हमारे पास अननोन था तो हमने लास्ट क्लास में जो एस्टिमेट करा था वही म्यू हमारे पास आएगा. फाइन. ओके, एनी क्वेश्चंस? ओके फाइन. So we are having no question. So then हमारे पास सिलेबस में अब क्या बच रहा है? देन हमने एस्टिमेशन ऑफ पैरामीटर्स पे काम कर लिया है, देन मल्टीवेरिएट फंक्शनल कंडीशनल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पे काम कर लिया है, देन वी आर हैविंग दिस स्टैंडर्ड multiple regression model and emphasis on detection of collinearity. So we had covered this. Then we are in outliers. So validation of our model assumptions पर भी हमने काम कर लिया. Then we are going from this non-normality and our autocorrelation in this class, and then we'll say that our first unit will be completed. Fine. So I'm just moving to my next topic. This is a non-normality. So we had started with our linear model, that is with some assumptions. So we are having some 4 assumptions associated with our linear model, or the linear regression, or the multiple linear regression model. So one of assumption is that your error value or the disturbance values that are exist in your model. So these disturbance values are distributed independent identically from your normal distribution with your zero mean and your constant variance. So we consider this constant variance as an sigma square with zero means, and these are assumed to be. तो यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं, this is on this tilde you can write IID over here. So this IID is just identically and independently distributed. Fine. So this is our assumption that we are having this normality assumption that these error values are these disturbance values are just an error component. What we can say that these are the error components, or other disturbance values are just normally distributed, and this is our assumptions. So our normality of this every let's say error component epsilon I shows that you are sampling it from your normal distribution, and it estimates, and its estimate. So it what it estimates, so its estimates are your just an residual values. So its estimates follows your t distribution when your sigma is or your standard deviation is estimated. तो हमने analysis of variance में हमने f distribution देखा था, t distribution देखा था. So this is, we assume that when these are normally distributed, then it's estimated, that is your its residuals follows a t distribution. So हमने s residuals और sorry ss regression, ss model and ss total जब हमने calculate करा था, then we had check with our values t values and f values. So हमने जब t values calculate करी थी, it means that we are having some known variance, and if and when we are going from the f distribution, that it means that we are having this unknown values. So हम यहाँ बोल रहे हैं कि when our this sigma is estimated, then we can say that this estimate of this is estimated of this error component, that is your residual follows our t distribution. ये हम लोग इस सेमेस्टर में भी देख चुके हैं, हमने लास्ट सेमेस्टर में भी देखा था. So when we are saying that when your n is large enough, that is you are having number of instances available, या हम बोल सकते हैं हमारे पास number of data points जितने थे, this is very large. So then the sampling distribution, this sampling distribution is approximately normal because of your central limit theorem. So I think you are comfortable with the central limit theorem. हमने last semester central limit theorem से start करा था. Fine. So in practice, the assumption of normality of your errors, that is your error component, that are sigmas, is empirically evaluated by examining the distribution of your residuals. So we had covered the डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ रेसिडुअल्स. तो हमने कुछ रेसिडुअल्स के डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन देखे थे 2 या 3 क्लास पहले, आपको याद है? कुछ लीनियर रिलेशनशिप्स आ रहे थे, कुछ नॉन लीनियर रिलेशनशिप्स आ रहे थे. सो हम क्या बोलेंगे कि हमने जब वो रेसिडुअल्स आइडेंटिफाई करे थे, हमने वो सारे प्लॉट्स आइडेंटिफाई करे थे, तो जब हमारे पास वो सारे प्लॉट से डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नॉर्मल आ रहा था, इट मीन्स दैट वी आर हैविंग अ नॉर्मल डेटा. अगर हमारे पास वो जो नॉन नॉर्मलिटी आ रही थी या नॉन लीनियरिटी आ रही थी, इट मीन्स दैट वी कैन से दैट आवर डेटा इज नॉन नॉर्मल. तो सिर्फ मेरे को आपको एक नोशन पढ़ाना था या एक डेफिनेशन पढ़ानी थी, हमने इसको कवर कर चुके थे. फाइन, इज इट फाइन? सो मैं अगर आपको बता दूं हमने कहाँ कैलकुलेट करा था, लेट्स से वी हैड कवर्ड इन आवर दिस क्लास. सो जस्ट वेट एंड जस्ट या सो हमने लास्ट क्लास में हमने ये रेसिडुअल्स प्लॉट्स देख रखे थे. तो अगर यहाँ पर हमारे पास नॉर्मली हम आइडेंटिफाई कर रखे थे, मतलब जो जैसे डेटा रेसिडुअल प्लॉट्स के साथ ऐसा आ रहा था, इट मीन्स दैट वी कैन से दैट आवर एरर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज नॉर्मल. सो दिस एरर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज नॉर्मल, देन वी कैन से दैट आवर डेटा इज नॉन नॉर्मल. देन वी आर हैविंग this type of residuals or this type of residual plots. So it means that we are saying that this is non-normality exists in your data. Fine, is it fine? So what we have to do is that we have to plot our data against your probability distribution, your error versus your probability distribution. तो हम ये इसको cover कर चुके हैं. Fine. So then comes the next topic. So my next topic is autocorrelation. So थोड़ा ध्यान से देखना, इट माइट बी सम डिफिकल्ट. मैं इसके डिटेल्स में नहीं जाऊंगा क्योंकि सेमेस्टर हमको कोर्स में इतना डिटेल दे नहीं रखा है. सो वी हैड स्टार्टेड विद आवर ऑटो कोरिलेशन. सो again we are starting with our one of this basic assumption is that for regression is that your random errors are your error components of your disturbance are identically and independently distributed. So this is normally distributed with your zero mean. I am not saying that normally distributed, we are again stating that it may follow any distribution, but these are identical and independently distributed. So what can I say, that this epsilon is our IID. So this is IID. So these are IIDs. So again when we are checking our covariance matrix that is available, let's say we are having two values, that is epsilon t and epsilon t minus s. Fine. So this covariance matrix or the item of this covariance matrix are either your sigma square, that is your constant value, or you are having a zero value. So this is your notion that if this s is 0, it means that et and et, so it means that you are having this constant value. Other than if this epsilon i's are not same, then you are having the values like this is not, s is not equals to 0, it means that you are getting a zero value. Or you can say that this matrix can be written over here is that you are having the values diagonal values are just a constant sigma square. We don't know the value of this sigma square, but we can say that yeah, these are these are the sigma square values that are the variance of your matrix, and the off diagonal elements, these are my off diagonal elements, and these off diagonal elements are 0. So by this rule we can say that by default we are assumed that when we are considering that these are identically and independently distributed, it means that these two errors are independent of each other, and if these are independent of each other, it means that they are having a correlation value just equals to 0. So this is the correlation values is equals to 0, and there exists a correlation in between itself. So this is not a correlation, we can say that this is a variance. So this is the value of variance available here, and we don't know the value of variance, so this is just a constant value sigma square. So what we can say that the correlation between your successive terms, so these are two successive terms, so correlation between these successive terms or the disturbance or the error component is 0. So you can check over here. So this correlation over here is 0. So इतना समझ में आया आप लोगों को? मैं अभी assumption start कर रहा हूँ. Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So again, so we are having two values because हमारे पास दो assumptions थे, whether this sigma square is equals to is the value is either sigma square or the value is 0. So हमारे पास दो कंडीशन है, या तो हमारी ये वैल्यू वायलेट होती है या हमारी ये वाली वैल्यू वायलेट होती है. हम इस वाली वैल्यू के वायलेशन पे नहीं जाएंगे, हमारे सिलेबस में नहीं है. हम इस वाली कंडीशन पे जाएंगे, मतलब हमारी जो ये नॉन जीरो वैल्यूज है, ये नॉन जीरो वैल्यूज कुछ वैल्यू ले लेती हैं जो जीरो नहीं होती. सो व्हाट इज दिस सेकंड assumption is that your second assumption, that is your value, your particular value is equals to 0 when your s is not equals to 0 is violated. That is you are not getting a value 0 over here. मतलब आपके पास जो off diagonal elements हैं वो off diagonal elements 0 नहीं है. So it is violated. That is the variance of your disturbance term remains constant. तो अगर हमारे पास यहाँ पर कुछ वैल्यू आ रही है अदर देन 0, इसका मतलब ये हो रहा है कि इनके बीच में कुछ ना कुछ कोरिलेशन तो आ रहा है. अगर कोरिलेशन नहीं होता तो वैल्यू 0 होती. अगर इनके बीच में वैल्यू 0 नहीं आ रही है, आइदर इट नेगेटिव वैल्यू आ रही है, पॉजिटिव वैल्यू आ रही है, इट मींस दैट यू आर गेटिंग सम कोरिलेशन ओवर हियर. सो हमारे पास ये वाली जो सेकंड कंडीशन है ये वायलेट हो रही है, और जब ये सेकंड कंडीशन वायलेट हो रही है, इट मींस दैट वी आर हैविंग auto correlation, and this is the definition of our auto correlation in our model. So when your auto correlation is present in your model, that is if you are having auto correlation exists in your model, then some values are all values of this off diagonal elements, that is all this 0. तो ये off diagonal elements जितने भी आने मेरे पास, that is a lower triangular matrix and this upper triangular matrix. So when we are saying that when we are in auto correlation present in this matrix, it means that some or all off diagonal elements in this covariance matrix are non-zero values. So अगर इनके बीच में covariance हो रहा है, इनके बीच में कुछ correlation आ रहा है, it means that these values are not non-zero. We are getting some either positive values or negative values. So this is just a simple thing. Now so अगर इसके बीच में ऑटो कोरिलेशन आ रहा है तो वी कैन कैलकुलेट दिस कोफिशिएंट ऑफ ऑटो कोरिलेशन. सो व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ दिस कोफिशिएंट ऑफ auto correlation? So let's say this in rho s. So we are just considering then s is just a leg over here. तो ये कितने का leg है? Let's say this is t minus 1, t minus 2, t minus 3, or we can say that we are having t minus n. So this s is just considered as a leg over here. This leg, leg. So this is a leg over here. So or we can say that this is just a difference over here. So the auto correlation coefficient, हमने Pearson coefficient calculate करा था, then we are going this auto correlation coefficient. So the value of this covariance matrix, so हमने उसमें भी चेक करा था, तो Pearson coefficient में हमारे पास यहाँ covariance matrix की वैल्यू आ रही थी और नीचे हमारे पास अंडर रूट में वेरिएंस आ रहा था. तो अगेन दिस इज जस्ट द सेम वैल्यू. So the auto correlation coefficient is just your the particular item of your correlation covariance matrix. This is an epsilon t and epsilon t minus n upon the under root of your variance of epsilon t and your variance of epsilon t minus s. So what we can write is, or write over here is that क्योंकि ये t और t माइनस s के वैल्यूज में कैलकुलेट कर रहा था, वी कैन से दैट दिस इन गामा एस अपॉन, क्योंकि इन दोनों के बीच में कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, सो क्योंकि खुद का ही वेरिएंस निकाल रहा है, यहाँ पे भी खुद का ही वेरिएंस निकाल रहा है, सो वी कैन से दैट दिस इज योर रो 0. सो what is the value of s over here? So the value of s is just either 0 or plus minus 1 or plus minus 2 up to n values. So the correlation between, again, the correlation between your successive terms, so I'm just consider as in successive terms. So the correlation between your successive terms, that is epsilon 2 and epsilon 1 or epsilon 3 and epsilon 2 or epsilon n and epsilon n minus 1 gives the autocorrelation of order of रो 1 because your s is 1 क्योंकि डिफरेंस यहाँ पे इन दोनों के बीच में 1 है. Similarly, you are having autocorrelation between the successive terms like epsilon 3 and epsilon 1 and epsilon 4 and epsilon 2 and epsilon n minus 2. So it provides the autocorrelation of order epsilon 2 and so on. तो हमारे पास हम epsilon 4 and epsilon 1 and epsilon 5 and epsilon 2, then we can say that we are having an order of row 3 or order of 2, or we can say that this is row 3. So we are having different sources of autocorrelation available here. So first, and it is mainly used in your time series analysis. तो हमने जो ARIMA मॉडल पढ़ा था, so हम उसको कंसिडर नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम स्टार्ट हमारे लीनियर रिग्रेशन पे कर रहे हैं. So we are having 3 main items available here. So we are not going from this time series analysis. So the second effect or the source of autocorrelation is that the effect of deletion of your some variables right from your matrix, क्योंकि हमने multicollinearity identify करी थी. So when we are having a multicollinearity, तो हमने वहाँ से कुछ न कुछ regressor variables को हटाया था. So if we are removing all those regressor variables, or we can say that we are not comfortable to include all the regressor variables in our model, so that we can remove or we can delete some of the regressor variables right from your model to avoid your multicollinearity. तो जैसे ही हमने वो multicollinearity हटाई तो हमारे पास अब जो एरर के बीच में जो कोरिलेशन हो सकता था, तो उन दोनों में कुछ ना कुछ जॉइंट इफेक्ट हो रहा होगा. तो जैसे ही हमने वो हटाया तो हो सकता है हमारे पास में ऑटो कोरिलेशन एग्जिस्ट कर रहा हो. एक सोर्स ये हो सकता है क्योंकि हम कुछ वेरिएबल्स को हटा रहे हैं. देन अगेन the second source of our autocorrelation is that the misspecification of your form of relation. So हमने start करा था कि we had started with our linear relationship. We said that there exists a linear relationship in between your x and y's. So we had identified where beta 1 is not equals to 0 or beta 2 is not equals to 0. We had checked over your t statistics and the f statistics, and we had created a null hypothesis in our previous semester and in this semester too. So we had started with a linear relationship, and certainly when we are going for this density estimation, we'll get some log values or other exponential terms in our model. So it means that your linearity assumption is just questionable. So when this linearity, when it started with your linearity assumptions, and you will get this log terms and the exponential terms, that is you are not sticking on your basic assumption, and this means that you are having some autocorrelation exists in your data. So this is again some source of correlation in between your data. So what is the structure of this disturbance term that exists in your data? So let's say this is my this epsilon or covariance matrix that is being available. So this is my gamma 0 gamma 0 gamma 0 जो हमने यहाँ पे कैलकुलेट करा था. This is my gamma 0. What is the gamma 0? This is variance of a particular term with itself. So this is my gamma 0 gamma 0 gamma 0, and again this is y1 क्योंकि यहाँ पर मेरे पास फर्स्ट आइटम था, यहाँ पे भी फर्स्ट आइटम था, तो फर्स्ट आइटम इन दोनों के बीच में लेटेस्ट this is error 1 and this is error 1, this is again an error 1, error 0 and error 0, again here this error 0 and error 1. So हमारे पास डिफरेंस क्या आया, दो सक्सेसिव टर्म्स आई epsilon 0 and epsilon 1. So this is an error epsilon 1. Similarly यहाँ पे gamma 2, so we are having epsilon 0 and epsilon 2. तो हमारे पास क्या आया, this is epsilon gamma 2. Similarly we can have all this value. Again यहाँ पर मेरे पास epsilon 1 था, यहाँ पर मेरे पास epsilon 1 था, तो what I'll get, we are getting epsilon 0. Again मेरे पास यहाँ epsilon n minus 1 था, यहाँ पर भी epsilon n minus 1 था, तो इन दोनों का कोवेरियंस की पर्टिकुलर आइटम हमारे पास क्या मिलेगा, this is gamma 0. So I am just taking out this gamma 0. तो gamma 0 में जैसे यहाँ से आउट करता हूँ तो यहाँ पर मेरे पास आइटम्स बचेंगे 1, और यहाँ पर हो जाएगा gamma 1 upon gamma 0, यहाँ पर हो जाएगा gamma n minus 1 upon gamma 0. So gamma 1 upon gamma 0 is just in rho 1, so this is rho 1. This is gamma n minus 1 upon gamma 0, so this is rho n minus 1 जो हमने यहाँ पर कैलकुलेट करा था. This is my rho, so this is ys upon y0 is just your rho s. So this is how we can write over here. So this is my just matrix over here. Now considering again we had considered this that यहाँ पर जो वैल्यू आ रही थी, यहाँ पर जो वैल्यू आ रही थी, अगर यहाँ मैं सिग्मा 0 नहीं लिखता, यहाँ पे मेरा मान लीजिए रो गामा 0 ही होता, तो कुछ गामा 0 कुछ वैल्यू होती. और क्योंकि हम मान के चल रहे थे, क्योंकि वो पर्टिकुलर किसी एक पर्टिकुलर टर्म के बीच में ही था, वो सेल्फ वेरिएंस था, या दिस इज जस्ट एन वेरिएंस विथ अ पर्टिकुलर टर्म विथ इट्स ट्रांसपोज. सो वो यहाँ पर हम उसको क्या बोल सकते थे, दिस इज जस्ट अगेन एन वेरिएंस. सो दिस इज माय वेरिएंस. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग गामा 0 हम क्या लिख सकते थे, दिस इज माय वेरिएंस, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो वैल्यू आ रही थी हमने गामा 0 बाहर निकाला. अगर ये गामा 0 नहीं होता तो पर्टिकुलर एक टर्म का दूसरे टर्म्स में हम कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, तो ये हमारा जस्ट एन सिंपल वेरिएंस अवेलेबल ओवर हियर. सो दिस इज माय वेरिएंस. सो दिस इज माय वेरिएंस वैल्यूज. यहाँ पर अगर मैं वापस इसको यहाँ मल्टीप्लाई कर दूंगा तो या तो मेरा गामा 0 आएगा, या हम उसको बोल सकते थे वेरिएंस. सो व्हाट वी कैन से दैट दिस इज एन गामा, दिस इज माय variance available here. So this is my rho 0 is just variance of that particular item. Now and we assume that we are having some constant variance in our term. So हर किसी की वैल्यू सेम ही आएगी. So that's why we can write our variance available here. Now we are calculating the number of parameters that exist in our model. So how many numbers that exist in our model is that we had started with our basic assumption that we are going from this multiple linear regression. So for this multiple linear regression we are having nk number of betas available, right, from beta 0 to beta k minus 1. And again I am having this unknown variable, this is a sigma variance of this error component. And then we are having this right from this rho 1 to rho n minus 1. So we are having total, this is k, then this is n minus 1, then this is 1. So we are having n plus k number of parameters, unknown parameters are available. So we are having n plus k number of unknown parameters available, and we are having only n instances available. हमारे पास n नंबर पॉइंट्स थे, या हमारे पास n नंबर की इक्वेशंस अवेलेबल थी. और जब हमारे पास n नंबर की इक्वेशंस अवेलेबल थी और हमारे पास k नंबर के आइटम्स अवेलेबल थे, इट मीन्स दैट वी आर having some problem. And when we are in some problem, so we cannot calculate this value. So what we can do is that we have to go for again estimating all those values. So how will estimate this value? So we'll either go for, we are having three different techniques that are being available. This is auto-regressive values and the regressive values, and sorry, again and M values. Then we are having this ARMA values. So we are not going in the details of this auto-regressive values and how to calculate, because we are having different types of methods available. So this is just your out of scope, so I am not considering this how to estimate this regression variable. What I can do is that we can just check what are the different consequences that are being available that are caused by this auto correlated distribution or auto correlated values. So the first consequence is that an optimistic view of your R square. So हमारे पास अगर ऑटो कोरिलेशन आ रहा है, तो भी हमारे पास आर की वैल्यू तो बहुत अच्छी आ रही है, पर वी कैन नॉट से दैट आर मॉडल इज करेक्ट, बिकॉज ये हमको बहुत अच्छी वैल्यू देगा आर स्क्वायर की, बट ऑटो कोरिलेशन है, इसका मतलब ये है कि हमारे असम्पशंस ही गलत हैं, और जब हमारे असम्पशंस ही गलत हैं तो हमारा मॉडल गलत होगा, पर आर स्क्वायर की वैल्यू हमारे पास बहुत अच्छी आएगी. वी आर हैविंग सम ऑप्टिमिस्टिक वैल्यूज ऑफ आर स्क्वायर. देन वी आर हैविंग सम नैरो कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल ऑफ इंटरवल. हमारे पास जो इंटरवल आता है, हम जो पी वैल्यूज कैलकुलेट करते हैं, वो पी वैल्यूज हमने शायद प्रीवियस सेमेस्टर में पढ़ा था, दिस नैरो कॉन्फिडेंस इंटरवल. सो व्हाट विल गेट इज वेरी नैरो कॉन्फिडेंस इंटरवल. तो हम उतना श्योर नहीं हो सकते कि हमारा वैल्यूज इन पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पे ही मिलेगी, और वी कैन से दैट वी आर हैविंग वेरी लो कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल. देन यूजुअल योर टी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन और एफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टेस्ट प्रोवाइड्स अ मिसलीडिंग रिजल्ट. अगर आपके पास टी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर रहे हैं या एफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टेस्ट कर रहे हैं, तो आपका मॉडल हो सकता है सही हो, पर आपको रिजल्ट इनसे गलत मिलेगा, वाइल आपको आर स्क्वायर जो रिजल्ट है वो बहुत अच्छा मिलेगा. देन योर प्रिडिक्शन में कंटेन्स वेरी लार्ज नंबर ऑफ वेरिएंस, हमने जो कांस्टेंट वेरिएंस माना था हमारे पास, अब वो कांस्टेंट वेरिएंस नहीं मिल रहा। योर आपका प्रिडिक्शन जो जा रहा था किसी पर्टिकुलर आइटम में, वो आपका इतना लार्ज वेरिएंस आ रहा था कि आप उसको खुद एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकते। सो दिस आर सम consequences of your autocorrelation. Okay, fine. Till now, any problem, or I'll move to the next chapter. This is multivariate regression.
No, sir. No
Okay,
problem.
Okay, so I'm just moving to next topic. This is so I'm just moving. Yeah. So before starting the multivariate linear regression, we are having 3 examples that are being available. So I'll start with my example 2. So I think this example 2 is visible to you. पढ़ने में आ रहा है आप लोगों को ये?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
our question is that a doctor has collected a data on cholesterol, blood pressure, and the weight, and she also collected data on the eating habits of your subjects. Subjects मतलब मुन्ना भाई में हर बंदे को सब्जेक्ट ही बोला था ना, या सो यू आर हैविंग सम eating habits of your subjects, that is how many ounces of red meat he eat, or fish, or dairy products, or the chocolate consumed per week. So she wants to investigate the relationship between the 3 measures of health and the eating habits. Fine. So अब हम इसमें रिग्रेशन लगा रहे हैं, तो इस रिग्रेशन में आप मेरे को बता सकते हैं y क्या होगा और एक्सेस क्या होंगे, मतलब इनपुट क्या होगा और आउटपुट क्या होगा। y मतलब हमको जिसको प्रिडिक्ट करना है, और x मतलब जो हमारी ऑब्जर्वेशन है, वी आर रिग्रेसर वेरिएबल्स। एनी रिस्पॉन्सेस फ्रॉम एनीवन? आई थिंक
y तो हो जाएगा जो हमारी ईटिंग हैबिट्स है,
माय ईटिंग हैबिट्स मेरा। हाँ, एक एक करके बोले। कौन बात बोल रहा था? हरेंद्र बोल रहा था।
सर y तो हमारा जो हो जाएगा वो ईटिंग हैबिट्स हो जाएगा, मतलब जो हम वैल्यू डालेंगे, और
हाँ।
ऑब्जर्वेशन देंगे हमारी हेल्थ।
ओके, फाइन। एनी अदर वन? कोई?
सो y सब्जेक्ट हो जाएगा, और x जो कोलेस्ट्रॉल, ब्लड प्रेशर, वेट।
कौन बोल रहा है? आदित्य बोल रहा है?
सर आयुष।
ओके, आयुष। सो फाइन। और कौन, और किसी की तरफ से कोई रिस्पॉन्सेस?
सर जो आयुष ने बोला वही वाला,
फाइन।
मतलब ईटिंग हैबिट्स y रहेंगी और कोलेस्ट्रॉल, ब्लड प्रेशर, वेट, एक्सेस।
ओके, फाइन। नेक्स्ट नागर साहब कुछ बोलेंगे? नागर साहब बहुत जल्दी आ गई थी इस क्लास में। Okay, fine. Next, okay. So I'm moving to the next question. A researcher is interested in determining the what factors influence the health of African violent person. नहीं, पहले हम इसको ही सॉल्व करते हैं। So मेरे पास क्या आ रहा है? मेरे पास कुछ वैल्यूज हैं। He has collected the value of cholesterol, blood pressure and weight. So कोलेस्ट्रॉल, ब्लड प्रेशर और वेट आप ये अज्यूम कर रहे हो कि दीज आर इंडिपेंडेंट्स, और हम ये मान के चल रहे हैं कि हम जो खाना खाते हैं, मेरी ईटिंग हैबिट्स, कि मैं रेड मीट कितना खा रहा हूँ, मैं फिश कितना खा रहा हूँ, मैं डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स कितना खा रहा हूँ, मैं चॉकलेट कितना खा रहा हूँ, ये सब डिपेंडेंट है किस पर? कोलेस्ट्रॉल पे, ब्लड प्रेशर पे और वेट पर। या ये मैं ये बोलूं कि मेरा कोलेस्ट्रॉल, ब्लड प्रेशर और मेरा वेट जो है वो डिपेंडेंट है मेरे रेड मीट खाने पर, फिश खाने पर, डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स खाने पर, चॉकलेट खाने पर। कौन सा रिलेशन सही है? सेकंड वाला ऑप्शन सही है। फाइन,
सेकंड वाला।
ओके, फाइन फाइन, थैंक यू। अभी तक आप लोग क्या बोल रहे थे? आप लोग इसका जस्ट रिवर्स बोल रहे थे। आप बोल रहे थे कि आपका रेड मीट, फिश और ये सब डेली प्रोडक्ट जो डिपेंड करते हैं कोलेस्ट्रॉल पे। सो व्हाट वी आर हैविंग इज दैट वी आर हैविंग द वैल्यू ऑफ वाई आर जस्ट दिस कोलेस्ट्रॉल, ब्लड प्रेशर एंड वेट, एंड आर एक्सेस आर दिस हाउ मेनी ऑन्स ऑफ योर रेड मीट और फिश और द डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स और द चॉकलेट्स। इज इट फाइन? आपने उल्टा गेस करा था। फाइन, समझ में आया आप लोगों को आपने क्या गलती करी? ओके, नाउ अभी तक हमने एक क्वेश्चन पढ़ा था, हमारे पास जो आउटपुट वेरिएबल थे वो आउटपुट वेरिएबल 1 था। अब हमारे पास आउटपुट वेरिएबल कितने आ रहे हैं? 3 आ रहे हैं। एक, दिस इज y1, दिस इज y2 एंड दिस अगेन y3। फाइन। और हमारे पास यहाँ पर आ रहा है दिस इज अगेन x1, दिस इज x2, दिस इज x3 एंड दिस इज x4. Is it fine? Again, I am just moving to the next example. A researcher is interested in determining what factors influence the health of African violet plants. Fine. So a researcher is interested in determining what factors influence the health of African violet plants. Fine. So I suppose that this should be in the Y. Then we are moving to, she collects data on the average leaf diameter, the mass of the root, and the average diameter of the blooms, as well as how long the plant has been its current containers. For our predictor variables, तो यहाँ पे तो साफ साफ लिखा हुआ है, for the predictor variable, she measured the several elements in the soil as well as the amount of light and the water of each plant receives. So यहाँ पे y क्या होगा, यहाँ x क्या होगा?
Soil and amount of light and water. These are
Y
X.
होगा the elements in the soil and amount of light and the water. Fine. And x? X are the just an observation. So these observations are your average leaf diameter, the mass of the root, and ball and the averages. Again, we are having the, for example 1. Researchers has collected on the 3 psychological variables and the 4 academic variables. So these 4 academic variables are just your standardized test scores and the type of education program the student is in. For 600 high school student, she is interested in how the set of psychological variables is related to your academic variable and the type of program the student is in. तो यहाँ पर मेरा y क्या होगा, मेरा x क्या होगा? Any answers? Hello.
Sir, Y psychological variables or
Okay.
X academic variables?
फाइन, मेरे को यही सिखाना था, मैंने आज तक या ना 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 मैडम आदित्य सही बोला था.
Yes, sir.
She is interested in how the set of psychological variable is related to, simple सी line थी, the set of psychological variable is related to academic variables and the type of program. So we can say that this psychological variable is dependent on academic variable and the type of program. This type of program is just independent data, this academic variable is again an independent data, and these psychological variables are the dependent. We are saying that how this set of variables are dependent on these independent variables. Again, just go for the notion of independent variables and the dependent variables that we had covered in the first semester. So, second semester. Yeah.
Sorry, at that time my mic was not getting unmute due to some network issues.
Okay. तो पूछना क्या है आपको?
नहीं सर, आपने एक्चुअली कॉल करा था ना नेम, सो आई वाज नॉट ट्राई आई एम ट्राइंग टू आंसर.
अच्छा, नागर साहब बोल रहे हैं. या.
यस.
Okay, fine. So this is how we can identify what are the independent variables and these are the dependent variables. The question arises over here is that still till date we are having some only one predictor variable and we are having either the single variable that is in our linear regression, or we can have multiple linear, in case of multiple linear regression we are having number of x's and we are predicting only one variables. Now in case of multivariate analysis we are having multiple predictor variables too. So we can collect this predictor variables. Let's say for this example, so we are in example we are having 3 psychological variables. This is locus of जो भी था मेरे को, locus of control and the self concept and the motivation that is being available. So these are 3 variables that are available and the dependent variable is just a read, or you can my academic variables. So my academic variables is just a read value, either he can read or he can write or he can related to the science, or he's having a type of program. So what is the type of program? This is general program and academic program or the vocational program. So this is how we are having different types of values. So in the next class what we are trying to do is then we'll go for estimating the value, we'll go for the basic model assumptions, and then we'll go for all those estimating the analysis of variance and so on. So this is for my side, and I think आपकी class start